the media, all they talk about is Caitlyn. Caitlyn could throw somebody a bounce pass. Oh my God, she threw it. It's all about Caitlyn.
Remember all the girls that were just all talking shit about her from the beginning? This was a tune change because that's how they roll. That WNBA is woke as shit. The NBA is woke as shit. And they had to tell her, you better change your thing or we're not going to get behind you 100%. And she did. She bowed down, and that's exactly what happened.
You're too cute by half, and you've managed to piss off your fans.
Caitlin Clark was recently named Time's Athlete of the Year, a prestigious recognition, especially for someone so early in their career. However, the moment has also sparked discussion following remarks she made in the accompanying interview. At the close of that interview, Clark said, "I want to say I've earned everything I've achieved, but I also recognize that I've had certain advantages." She went on to acknowledge the important contributions of many players in the league over the years. Her statement prompted a wide range of reactions. Some praised her for speaking openly about ongoing conversations in sports, while others felt she could have chosen different words. As opinions continue to differ, one key question emerges. What effect might this have on Caitlin Clark's career and her bond with fans? In this segment, we look at responses from well-known media voices, starting with Candace Owens, who offered support for Clark while also weighing in on the broader discussion.
2 years old. I don't know a single commentator out there, Megyn Kelly included, who did not at some points throughout their political career have the wrong perspectives. But for whatever reason, we decided Caitlyn's not allowed that time to grow. She's not allowed time to change. She's got to be a perfect MAGA candidate and I guess stand up to the entire mob. This girl's literally being bullied, physically bullied, I will say, by the way, on the court. And we know the basis of that is quite racist. I think she just wants to survive. I think genuinely Caitlyn...
It's easy to forget just how young Caitlin Clark is when you look at everything she's already achieved. Her rise to prominence has been rapid and impressive. Now, as she navigates the attention that comes with her success and becomes part of larger cultural conversations, many believe it's important to approach the situation with perspective and understanding. Next, we hear from David Portnoy, founder of Barstool Sports and a widely followed online personality. Known for his passion for sports, Portnoy shared his candid reaction in a relaxed video posted to social media, offering his perspective on both Clark's comments and the public's response.
Clark's popularity has absolutely nothing to do with the color of her skin. Anybody who has actually watched women's basketball or watch Caitlyn knows she plays totally different than any woman before.
Portnoy challenges the idea that Caitlin Clark's success is mainly the result of external factors, instead stressing that her extraordinary basketball skills are what truly set her apart. He points out that her unmatched performance level is the driving force behind her rise as one of the most celebrated figures in women's basketball, perhaps even in the sport's history. Portnoy also notes that some voices in the ongoing conversation may not have a strong connection to the game itself. In his view, commentators from different sides of the debate are using Clark's fame to further their own messages, sometimes without her involvement, leading to misunderstandings about her words and intentions.
People who are like co-opting this, who aren't real basketball fans, who aren't real Caitlin Clark fans, are like, oh, the woke mob got to her. She's now saying her success is because of the skin and she has privilege. First of all, she didn't say she had that. She said she earned everything she got. But what do you want Caitlin Clark to do?
Portnoy further explains that understanding the context of Caitlin Clark's interview is essential. He suggests that her comments reflect a thoughtful approach to managing the challenges of her WNBA career rather than making any firm political statement. According to him, Clark's main goal is to stay focused on basketball and avoid becoming the center of unrelated debates.
Plays in a league that is predominantly African American, and she wants to maybe show up at work and not have people hate her. She wants the league to be successful. The more successful, more stars, the better it is for her and everybody in the league. This backlash of Caitlyn turned on the league and Caitlyn is woke and Caitlyn is this. You fuckers are crazy. And that's what I hate. This, for Caitlyn, has never been about politics, never been about...
While the recent discussion has brought Caitlin Clark even more attention, it's clear she prefers to stay grounded and let her game speak for itself. She has never presented herself as a political figure. Her dedication has always been to basketball, the sport she loves and excels in, which earned her Times Athlete of the Year. Legendary broadcaster Dan Patrick echoed this, encouraging fans to appreciate greatness while it's here. Having witnessed decades of sports history, Patrick noted how rare talents like Clark are and reminded audiences to value her contributions to the game.
Just acknowledge Caitlin Clark changed the WNBA. That's it. It's okay. You want to throw in Angel Reese. You want to throw the memory of Cheryl Miller or Cynthia Cooper. Like, it's a win. We got to... Just, this is a unique moment. Caitlin Clark did for the WNBA what Wayne Gretzky did for the NHL when he went to the...
Not every statement or action from an athlete needs to be viewed through a political lens. Dan Patrick emphasized that recognizing Caitlin Clark's skill does not take away from the accomplishments of other players. He encouraged people to acknowledge her for what she is, an exceptional athlete performing at the highest level.
Hey! Take a victory lap. You don't have to go, oh my God, these people are mad, or this person's mad, or this group is mad. Caitlin Clark changed the WNBA. It's okay. It's okay to say that. You're not diminishing what the founding, fathers of the WNBA did. You're not. She's the Time Person of the Year.
Stephen A. Smith, known for his strong opinions on athletes, took an unexpectedly measured approach to Caitlin Clark's interview. Instead of focusing on controversy, he began by praising her outstanding performance on the court, showing respect before addressing her remarks.
Then she steps out, absolutely no obligation to do so, as she points out the disparity in treatment between her as a white player and black players who preceded her and achieved so much, but lacked the level of recognition she received. Her heart has been in the right place. She deserves major kudos for her heart being in the right.
Smith went on to commend Caitlin Clark's character and intelligence, noting her strengths both on and off the floor. He also referenced a WNBA legend who has been critical of Clark, pointing out that public discussions sometimes attach broader political meaning to her statements without fully considering the context.
She didn't have to do those things, but she's done those things, which is further evidence that her heart has always been in the right place, and people who were looking for an excuse to denigrate her in any way, their issue wasn't with her, it was with a bigger issue, and they may have been justified in terms of their thinking along those lines, but to aim their ire in her direction directly was foolhardy and not advisable, and it was a huge mistake on the part of people like Cheryl Swoops.
Caitlin Clark has often faced strong critiques, but this moment revealed a shift in opinion from some of her earlier critics. One example is Elle Duncan, who had previously voiced strong disapproval during debates about physical play in the WNBA. Recently, Duncan has expressed praise for Clark, showing how her continued success has influenced perceptions.
It's so well deserved by Caitlin Clark. The thing that Time Magazine does really well too is, their people of the year aren't necessarily who's the most popular, although in this case, this is true. It's also people who have, been a part of conversations, the cultural relevancy that comes along with it. It's why sometimes the Time Person of the Year is not a particularly likable person necessarily. And so no matter how you feel about the contributions of Caitlin Clark or the rest of the league, some of the narratives and the discourse that were surrounding it, that is also playing into why she was Times Athlete of the Year. These conversations in the W had been bubbling for a very long time. It's nothing new. I mean, these women changed the course of an entire election, and certainly not very many people were happy about that.
It's worth noting that Duncan was among those who helped shape earlier narratives around Clark, and her comments months ago were far less favorable. The contrast between her past and present views highlights how performances can change even firm opinions over time.
Tired of it being people who are not in this circle or space at all who suddenly have all these opinions about how these women need to treat Caitlin Clark. What do you want from them? They want to beat her because she's not on their team. Isn't that how it's supposed to be? Y'all stop it. We already know she's transformational. They've all said it. How many times do they gotta say it?
Basketball analyst and former NBA player Jim Jackson weighed in on recent remarks made by Washington Mystics owner Sheila Johnson. Drawing from his extensive experience in the sport, Jackson made it clear he disagreed with Johnson's perspective and strongly defended Clark as one of the most deserving figures in the league.
The Mystics owner saying that the whole WNBA should have been named that, because that's not true. The whole WNBA benefited this year from the viewership increase because of the excitement between Angel Reese and also Caitlin Clark. But from a pure marketing perspective, Caitlin Clark was it.
Sheila Johnson's comments have been among the most discussed in this debate, sparking reactions across the basketball community. Many questioned her approach and the way her statement was framed, leading to a wave of responses.
I feel really bad because I've seen so many players of color that are equally as talented, and they never got the recognition that they should have. And I think right now it is time for that to happen. So last night we read Time magazine where Caitlin Clark was named Athlete of the Year. Why couldn't they have put the whole WNBA on that cover and said the WNBA is the league of the year because of all the talent that we have? Because when you just keep singling out one player, it creates hard feelings. And so now you're starting to hear stories of racism within the WNBA, and I don't want to hear that. We have got to operate and become stronger as a league and respect everybody that's playing. And
some critics felt Johnson's suggestion to feature the entire WNBA on the cover under the title League of the Year was misguided, especially given her comments about avoiding certain topics while also addressing them directly. This combination led to further debate about her intended message. Commentator Sarah Haynes also weighed in, noting how discussions about Caitlin Clark often get pulled into broader issues she herself has not promoted.
She's always saddled with these issues that she doesn't have herself. This is not, they pitted Angel Reese against her, and it was always coming down to race and all these things. Caitlin Clark said in that interview, I earned everything I got. Her stats speak for themselves. She broke records that were 50 years old.
Yeah.
But recognizing that this was built on the shoulders of people, a game she admired, players and teammates that she loved. And the most important thing she said, actually, is that brands and companies have to invest in those players too. And she needs to keep making.
Caitlin Clark has already done a great deal to raise the profile of women's basketball, both by shining a light on the sport and by consistently delivering high-level performances. Journalist Megyn Kelly acknowledged Clark's ability to stay focused on her craft despite the distractions that come with public attention.
Michael Jordan of the WNBA. And she's become a phenom in part because the players of the WNBA can't fucking stand her. Why? Because she's white. It's abject, absolute racism. It's total racism. And one of the things that's been admirable about Caitlin is she just continues to play her game and put points on the board. And she does very well, and she wins games, and she puts butts in the seats, and she sells tickets, and she gets people tuning in on television. And all really we want to hear from anybody about this is thank you. Thank you to Caitlin Clark for making our league relevant and so on. But instead, she's been bullied repeatedly by the players in.
However, Kelly also expressed her belief that some parts of Clark's interview could have been worded differently. She felt certain remarks may have been misinterpreted by some as unnecessarily self-critical and possibly taken the wrong way by fellow athletes.
The need to acknowledge her white privilege. Basically, she's sorry she's white. She feels really bad about it though, so you should give her a pass. And then she makes a point of saying the ones we really need to be celebrating are the black women on whose backs this league was built, which I have to tell you is so condescending.
It really
It's true that most of these black women have been bullying her and want her to understand it's their league. Hello, you don't own the league. Blacks.
Kelly further commented that Clark's phrasing may have been influenced by outside pressures from media and public opinion, a point she expanded upon in her coverage.
They want her on the knee. You'll bend the knee and you'll apologize for being white, and you will suck up to the black women who built this league before you, or you will be beaten. You will be assaulted, and you will be bullied with no friends. So she does it. She finally did it. She bent the knee, self-flagellated over.
These views sparked additional responses from other commentators, including Candace Owens. As noted earlier, Owens took a different stance, defending Clark and questioning some of the criticism she had received.
She really just wants the spotlight to be on the deserving black players who surround her and on whose backs this league was built. Then you shouldn't have taken the honor. Then you should have said, make the WNBA the team of the year, the league of the year. What I don't need right now is an additional singled out honor. That's what she should have done. You can't have it both ways.
Former NBA star Gilbert Arenas praised Caitlin Clark for the positive energy she brings to the WNBA. While acknowledging that her rapid rise can create competition for attention, he encouraged everyone to see her success as beneficial to the league as a whole.
Good for the W because it just keeps putting a light on the sport for everybody else to eat. And, sometimes, just as athletes, we are competitive by nature. And, we don't like when someone's getting something that we don't think they deserved, right? When we've been in the game. But we have to understand, the more loaves that someone gets, the more crumbs everybody else gets, if you think of it like that. Like if there's only one loaf, right?
Can I get a slice?
And we get a slice.
Some slice, right?
We get a slice, we get one slice. Right?
Whole slice.
If this person now has 4 loaves, we get 4 slices. Right? And I think the more walls get knocked down, there's more opportunity for everyone to.
In the same discussion, WNBA legend Cheryl Swoops shared her perspective. While she did not offer the level of praise others have given, her comments reflected her ongoing cautious approach to evaluating Clark's place in the game.
I don't think I'm surprised. I'm curious to know who the other candidates were, but the fact that that's the very first WNBA player to ever win Time Magazine Athlete of the Year is pretty special. And my question is, like the criteria, is it based off of her performance on the court, which, yeah, she had a great year, or is it more about the impact that she had on the game?
Caitlin Clark's Athlete of the Year honor has sparked a wide range of opinions from across the sports and media landscape. From supportive praise to constructive critique, her interview has ignited a conversation about her impact both on and off the court. No matter where people stand, her influence is undeniable, and her future will continue to shape women's basketball for years to come. It's worth noting that Duncan was among those who helped shape earlier narratives around Clark, and her comments months ago were far less favorable. The contrast between her past and present views highlights how performances can change even firm opinions over time. Basketball analyst and former NBA player Jim Jackson weighed in on recent remarks made by Washington Mystics owner Sheila Johnson. Drawing from his extensive experience in the sport, Jackson made it clear he disagreed with Johnson's perspective and strongly defended Clark as one of the most deserving figures in the league. Sheila Johnson's comments have been among the most discussed in this debate, sparking reactions across the basketball community. Many questioned her approach and the way her statement was framed, leading to a wave of responses. Some critics felt Johnson's suggestion to feature the entire WNBA on the cover under the title League of the Year was misguided, especially given her comments about avoiding certain topics while also addressing them directly. This combination led to further debate about her intended message. Commentator Sarah Haynes also weighed in, noting how discussions about Caitlin Clark often get pulled into broader issues she herself has not promoted. Caitlin Clark has already done a great deal to raise the profile of women's basketball, both by shining a light on the sport and by consistently delivering high-level performances. Journalist Megyn Kelly acknowledged Clark's ability to stay focused on her craft despite the distractions that come with public attention. However, Kelly also expressed her belief that some parts of Clark's interview could have been worded differently. She felt certain remarks may have been misinterpreted by some as unnecessarily self-critical and possibly taken the wrong way by fellow athletes. Kelly further commented that Clark's phrasing may have been influenced by outside pressures from media and public opinion, a point she expanded upon in her coverage. These views sparked additional responses from other commentators, including Candace Owens. As noted earlier, Owens took a different stance, defending Clark and questioning some of the criticism she had received. Former NBA star Gilbert Arenas praised Caitlin Clark for the positive energy she brings to the WNBA. While acknowledging that her rapid rise can create competition for attention, he encouraged everyone to see her success as beneficial to the league as a whole. Next Vios. In the same discussion, WNBA legend Sheryl Swoopes shared her perspective. While she did not offer the level of praise others have given, her comments reflected her ongoing cautious approach to evaluating Clark's place in the game. Next Vios. Caitlin Clark's Athlete of the Year honor has sparked a wide range of opinions from across the sports and media landscape. From supportive praise to constructive critique, her interview has ignited a conversation about her impact both on and off the court. No matter where people stand, her influence is undeniable, and her future will continue to shape women's basketball for years to come.